Hello, welcome to this class where the theme is yoga for osteoporosis. So this is yeah, I'll get my words out, I promise. This class is for pretty much anyone. It's just geared in mind with the movement to those who have osteoporosis or the beginning stages of that. Um, I will be showing you different exercises that you can do. I am not demoing today with a chair. But if you need a sturdy chair to hold on to for some of the poses that we're going to do, and I will tell you, how to do it with the chair or whatever, please feel free to bring those in as needed. Otherwise, the only props that you may need today are blocks. That can help bring the floor up to you. Also, a little bit more stability. We'll use a strap today. This can also be a belt or a stretchy band. They'll all work just as well. And I've got a couple blankets here for some things that we're going to do on the floor when we get there. You can also use these blankets or even pillow for any kind of knee cushion if you need that. All right, so then from here, I'm just going to take my strap and I'm just going to put it around the back of my neck for right now. We are going to start standing. And I want to go over a little bit of posture. So if you're standing here and your hip bones, so your hip bones are where your bones are. It's not about how wide you think you are. It's where the frontal hip bones are. Those bones, hips, knees, toes, all of that, you want to have a tracking in that nice alignment as best as you can. Okay. So try to do that as best as you can. If you're not perfect, don't worry about that. Just do what you can. And then you're also looking for ears, shoulders, hips, ankles in alignment here. Knees are a little soft, so we don't want to lock the knees out here. That puts a lot of strain on the back. Also forces the spine or the hips rather into an anterior tilt. So if you have a little softness, then those hips go into a little bit more of a neutral spine. Good. And maybe rolling shoulders back, and I'm holding my belly button in. I'm zipping up from pubic bone behind the navel, belly button into the spine. Okay. So find that nice posture as best as you can to your current ability. Take a big inhale and reach up. Maybe look up there, turning palms away and pressing that air back down. And we'll do that again, turning the palms up, inhale and reach, looking up there, touching the palms together. Exhale, hands and heart center. Good. Now, create an intention for your practice. What would you like to give or receive from this practice today? It can be as simple as taking the time for yourself to be here, whether you're on this live or as a recording. And then once you have that set, keep coming back to it throughout the practice. We're going to take that up, reach, reach, reach. Let's get a little side bend. As I take this side bend to the left, I'm keeping my hips stable. So I'm not shifting the hips out. And watch your posture here. So sometimes, especially as we age, we get in this, oh, I'm going to do this collapsed roundy thing. Try to keep that nice and open. And your arm doesn't have to be bent. It can stay long and just go where you can go. And when you're ready, then we'll come back up. Let's take that to the other side, reaching up and over. As you breathe, can you expand into the rib cage? Noticing if that gives you a deeper stretch in the side body. And then from here, we'll come back up. Good. From here, let's take the chin to the chest, letting gravity give you that extra stretch on the back side of the neck. And then coming back up, let's look up. Maybe taking that jaw more forward if that's accessible, getting more of a stretch right here under the chin. And release, coming back, left ear, left shoulder. Maybe pressing away here to intensify just a little bit. And coming back, right ear, right shoulder. Relaxing the shoulders, maybe pressing away to intensify just a little bit. And coming back up. Good. Just roll the shoulders around. Okay, from here, let's take it up and we're just gonna bend the knees and come back up. So from a side view, hips, knees, and toes are gonna track. I've got my arms up, like sitting in a chair. My spine is long. Good. How deep you go depends on your own knees and your own hips. So you might go a little bit deeper sometimes, other times, maybe not so much. Good. So really press into the feet, press into the glutes, strong legs, strong back. It's all connected. Good. Let's take one more. And coming back up. Let's take our strap here. So I'm going to thread that between the pointer and the thumb. And I'm going to continue to turn sideways here just so you can see. But you want a wide grip here. So as we move forward and back to loosen up, you want the arms to be able to stay long. You don't want to bend the elbows to take it back here or whatever. So find your grip. Now to keep my buckle from moving around and hitting me in the face, I'm going to grip all the way on that end. So if I need to adjust, it's going to be with the other side. So from here, I'm going to take it up. My belly button is in. I'm not popping forward or anything like that. I'm still staying nice and stable. And just start to move here forward and back at your own pace. Remember, pain, numbness, tingling, burning are not normal. So if you feel those, you want to not go there. And just go to your range, which may or may not be the top of the bum. And then on this next one, find your optimal stretch and stay there. So you just saw me take this strap all the way to the top of my hips, but that's not my optimal stretch. My optimal stretch is actually right about here. And so this is where I'm just going to hold it for a moment. And I'm breathing. I'm just opening and taking that up and bringing that down. We're going to come back to the strap towards the end of the session. So I'm just going to put that somewhere that's easily grabbable. And then I'm going to come to the top of my mat here. I've got my blocks handy. Remember, if you're using blocks, they come in 3 heights. So always adjust as needed. We're going to take a few half sun salutes here. Remember, always bend the knees, always a flat back. So feet are going to be about hip width apart. I'm going to be inhale and reach. Exhale, I'm going to bend those knees, long spine as I come down. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway, nice long spine. If you're not using blocks today, but you can't touch the floor, you can always come to the shins or to the thigh. Good. I'm going to bend my knees as I come back low. I'm going to press through the feet, keeping a long spine as I come all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. We'll take that again. Inhale and we'll lift. Exhale, bending the knees as we fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, rooting into the feet, engage the glutes, coming all the way up, long spine. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhale and we'll lift. Exhale, bending the knees as we fold. Good. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center, finding your breath, your mountain, and your intention. All right, let's take that into a step back. So from here, we're going to inhale and reach. Exhale, bend the knees as you fold down, hands to blocks or to the floor. I'm going to step my right foot back first. Good. And as I come to this little lunge here, check out your posture. You want parallel railroad track feet here. And I'm just going to move forward and back. Good. And so I'm really getting into that back ankle. My spine is long here. I'm pressing that floor away. Good. Now from here, using the block, noticing my front heel is grounded. Good. I'm just going to lengthen that front leg and come back into a bend. and lengthen and bend. And you don't have to lengthen it all the way. You just go where you can go. Your hamstring, that front hamstring, is going to let you know where you can and can't go. Good. And then from here, I'm going to let that back knee come down. You can always cushion that back knee with a blanket or a pillow. And I'm untucking the back toes here. Again, I've got a nice long spine. You can adjust your block placement where you need them. But I'm going to find just a little bit more length here. Front hip's going to come back hip's going to come forward. My belly button is in. Good. I'm pressing the floor away, pressing the blocks away. And then from here, when you're ready, good. I'm just going to take this back a little bit here. It's okay if this hip comes back behind the knee just a little bit. You've got your blocks here, and I'm just going to rock back. So it looks like that here. And then I'm just going to come back forward. Good. And we'll just come back a little bit and come back forward. If you need to move the blocks with you as you come back and as you come forward, that's okay. Good. And then from here, once you're ready, good. Take those blocks forward, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. Front foot's going to come up to meet the, or back foot's going to come up to meet the front foot. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Pressing through the feet, engaging the glutes. We're going to come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding your breath. Your mountain pose, which is that nice long standing pose and your good posture. And your intention. Let's take that to the other side. So from here, big inhale and reach. Exhale, bending the knees as you come down. Good, let's lift and lengthen halfway. Long spine, belly button is in. Exhale, we'll bend and come down. Good, now we're gonna step the left foot back. The left foot's gonna come back. So now you're in this right up runner, this right lunge. So again, adjusting blocks as needed, and you may not need them if you've got long arms, but from the back foot, I'm gonna move forward and back. My belly button is in here. I'm trying not to collapse through the shoulder. So I'm long and strong. Good. Now the front heel, remember, stays grounded. Now I'm just gonna lengthen and come back in. And lengthen and come back in. And lengthen and come back in. And lengthen and come back in. Good. From here, we'll lower that back knee down, untucking the toe. Cushion that knee as needed. Good. So I'm pressing away. I'm lengthening. My belly button stays in to support that back. Breathe. You're getting into the hip flexor on the left side. You're still building nice strength on this right side. So even though this back knee is grounded, I'm pressing my foot into the floor. Good. I'm pressing into the heel. I'm nice and active here. Good. Now from here, good. We'll shift that back a little bit, lengthening. Good. And then you can come back in. You can use the blocks to help you, walking them forward and back. Same thing with the hands if you're not using your blocks. And I like these little movements sometimes because it just helps loosen things up sometimes. Good. Now from here, I'm going to take my blocks a little bit more forward. I'm going to tuck the back toe. I'm going to lift the back knee. Good. I'm going to step the back foot forward to meet my front foot. Good. I've still got a long spine here. Good. And just take a moment, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll fold. Pressing through the feet, engaging the glutes. We're going to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding your breath, your mountain, and intention. Good. So I'm already feeling a little bit looser. Over here, I'm feeling a little bit looser in the back side. Even my low back is starting to release a little bit, which makes sense because all of this connective tissue is connected. So we're going to Add on to that now. So big inhale and reach. Exhale, bending the knees as you come down. Walk through the floor. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. My legs can go long here. Yours might not. So you can always keep a bend in those knees. Exhale and we'll fold. Good. So from here, I'm going to use my blocks again. I'm going to step my right foot back. Good. Now, I'm going to give you an option here on this one because even though this is for osteoporosis, there's different levels in a yoga practice with osteoporosis. So if you're fairly newer, maybe you don't trust your balance yet, I'm going to encourage you to take your back knee down and stay right here. Those of you that don't need that, maybe carefully come up and take a high lunge. So I'm pressing back through the back heel. My back heel is not grounded. I'm pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mount. My front hip is coming back here. My knee is over behind the ankle. If you're someone that maybe has a knee issue and you need to lengthen that front leg, it's okay to lengthen that front leg. I'm just breathing. And come back to the intention here. Strong legs, strong back. Good. Now from here, I'm up high, so I'm going to lengthen as I take my hands back down to the block or to the floor. You can ground down this back knee at any time. Some of you might already be there. So I'm just actually going to go ahead and come there today, but stay lifted if that's where you are. The right hand's going to come to a block at any height or the floor. We're lengthening that torso because remember, we're going to twist here. So we always twist from length, and then we're going to open up to the left. And just go where you can go. Press into the floor, press into the block. Belly button is in. Look where you're twisting. Front heel is grounded. And then we'll take that down. Good. From here, when you're ready, I've got my blocks. I'm going to tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. I'm going to step that front foot or that back foot forward. Whatever reason, I keep getting that confused today. Good. Lift and lengthen. And just take a moment here to stay in this nice lift and lengthen spot. Bending knees as needed. Good. And then when you're ready, good. You can bend the knees as you fold down. Now we're going to step the left foot back this time. Good. Find your lunge. Are you going to be lower? Are you going to stay lifted? Parallel railroad tracks in the feet. Find your length. Find your abs. Good. Coming back up. Find yours. Breathe. Just relaxing the shoulders. We're still zipped up. Strong front, strong back. You can lengthen this front knee at any time. And always remember, if you're doing the high crescent and you look down, you want to be able to see the toes. So if not, that foot needs to be more forward. Good. Now I went high, so I'm going to lengthen the spine as I take my hands back down. Good. Just like on the other side, I'm going to bring my knee down here, but you're free to keep yours lifted if that's where you are. Good. I'm going to bring my left hand down to my block on its lowest setting. You may not need a block here, but I'm pressing into that block. I'm lengthening the torso. I'm going to open towards the right. Good. Look where you're twisting. Remember, front heel is grounded. And when you're ready, good, we'll take that back down. Good. I'm going to bring my blocks back in here for support. I'm going to tuck my back toe, lift my back knee. My back foot, I'm going to get it right this time. My back foot is going to step up, meeting the front foot. Yay, I did it. And I'm going to lift and lengthen. I'm just going to be here just for a moment. Belly button stays in. Good. And we'll bow. Inhale, long spine. Get into the feet, get into the glutes. Coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath. Finding your mountain, finding your intention. So my intention is this gratitude that I have this amazing life, that I can do what I love to do. I can walk in my neighborhood and I can move my body. We take that for granted when we're younger, but I am ever so grateful that I can move my body in the way that I do. Good. So from here, we're going to step back into a warrior two. We'll step back into a warrior two. So I'm going to do that by stepping my right foot back. Good. And as I do that, my right hip, knee, and foot are all going to turn out about 45-ish degrees. Okay? About 45-ish degrees. How wide you go depends on your own body. Okay? Ideally, you want to heel to heel, heel to arch alignment. Some of you might need to take this leg out a little bit wider to the side for more stability, but be careful. You don't want to take it out too wide. Your front leg, that hip's going to come back a little bit here. So your hips are going to be at a 45-ish degree angle. Try not to move the hips, zip up the front body, and we open the chest. So warrior two is a twist, and we reach. Now, your front knee can be bent. If that's not good for your knee, lengthen it. Good. And it's always okay too, when we're holding these for a little bit longer, you can always touch the pose and then come out. And touch the pose and come out. Do what feels good to your body. But just like in high crescent, if you're looking down, you want to be able to see the toes. The knee or the heel is always grounded. We're strongly pressing into the feet. So again, strong legs, strong back, strong body is your foundation. When you make the legs work, it takes it out of the back. Good. Now from here, I'm going to lengthen my front leg. I'm going to try not to shift my hips as I reach up. Good. Coming up into exalted, exalted. There are some of you, no doubt, that can wrap this back arm or even bind the hands here. All of that's fine. None of that aggravates osteoporosis. Breathe and breathe. And then from here, I'm going to come up. So I'm just going to bend this knee a little bit here. I'm going to grab a block. And then as I grab my block, I'm going to turn both feet inward here. So as I turn them both inward, I'm getting nice parallel alignment from the short edge of my mat to the edge of my foot. My hips, knees, and toes now are facing forward. And my toes are also in alignment. So I don't want one foot forward of the other. So what this block is going to do for some of us is going to give us a little bit of head support here, little crown chakra there. So I'm just going to hit that right there. Good. Hands can come right here, pressing on the outer edges of the feet. So we want to try to not to collapse in the inner arches. This is what happens to the knees. That's bad for the knees. Press through the outer edges. Good. Big inhale and reach. Exhale, long spine. You're hinging from the hips as you come down to the block. For some of you, this is going to be enough. You can also do this with a chair, taking hands onto a chair seat or to the back of a chair as you fold if you need that for support. Good. This can also be done with hands on a wall as well. Good. Now, I'm pretty open here. So I'm going to take my hands to the floor. I'm keeping a long spine. Good. And then if it's safe for you, good, I'm going to bend my elbow straight back. I'm going to let my head come to the block. Now, you can have, there's different heights, obviously, that you can use. You use what's appropriate for your own body in this moment. And I've just got the top of the forehead here. So I'm not pressing down on the crown or tucking the chin, but I'm keeping a nice long spine here as I do so. I'm also still pressing through the outer edges of the feet. Nice inner thigh, hamstring, hip opening here. And so I love this pose. This gives you all the benefits of headstand without the risk of headstand. And it's so much more accessible. Most people cannot do headstand, but most people can do this. So, and then from here, when you're ready, good. Let's press up. Good. Now, you can take your hands, your left hand that is to a block or the floor, any height. Good. I'm going to press away. I've got a long spine. We're going to take this into a twist. So I'm going to shift my hips now to the right. I'm pressing into the block or to the floor. I'm opening to the right. Again, long spine for the twist. When you're ready, good. We'll take that back down. Hips come back even to the floor. The right hand can come onto the block or to the floor. I'm going to shift my hips to the left. I'm pressing away and I'm opening to the left, looking where I'm going, breathing, keeping my intention close. And when you're ready, we'll take that down. Good, long spine again. Now, you can use this block to help you come up if you need to. I'm going to put a little bend in the knees. I'm still pressing through the outer edges of the feet, hands to the thighs, and coming back up. Good. We're going to take the warrior two and everything to the other side, and we're just going to go ahead and turn. So my hip, knee, and toes of my right side are going to turn out. My hip, knees, and toes of the left side are going to turn in. Good. Again, you choose how wide your body needs you to be. My front hip's going to come back. My back hip's going to come forward. I can bend that knee. Knee goes towards pinky toe. I've got 45-ish degrees in that hip. And I'm going to keep my hips there as I open the torso only and find my warrior two. Good. Now again, if you need to lengthen this front leg, keep it long, that's fine. I forgot to say it on the other side. This hand can always touch the edge of a chair. If you need that, you can always do this one up against a wall. You've got a balance issue. But press into the feet. Press into the feet. Strengthen those legs. Standing tall, walking tall, sitting tall. Good. Lengthen that front knee if you need to. Good. We'll take it back. Reaching. I'm not shifting the hips in transition. If you did an arm wrap or an arm bind at this point on the other side, find something similar here. And then when you're ready, good. We're going to come back. Good. I'm going to turn my right foot in. Good. So now I'm back parallel. We're going to take a press-a-rita fold and twist one more time. So big inhale and reach. Exhale. Arms forwards a little bit harder. It's a little bit more core work, but take your hands down when you need to. Hands can stay on the block. They can come to the floor, pressing through the outer edges of the feet. Good. You can always take your head to that block, keeping the long spine here. Shoulders are away from the ears. Breathe and expand. And then from here, I'm going to come back up. Good. So this time I'm going to demo this without the block, but you use the block as needed, if needed. So this time I'm going to shift my hip to my left. My right hand is going to come under my face. I'm going to press away. I'm going to open to the left. Breathing. And then I'll come back down. Hips are going to come back even to the floor. Left hand's going to come under the face. I'm going to shift my hips to the right, pressing through that left hand and shoulder, opening towards the right. Again, we always twist with length. And we'll take that back down. Good. Hips will come back center. Good. You can bring the block in to come back up or not. Bending the knees, walking the hands back up. Good. And when you're ready, now my left leg's going to turn back towards the left. I'm going to step this foot forward to meet that left leg. Good. Now, if you need to kind of shake out a leg or two, go ahead and do so. All right. We're going to go into a little bit of a balance challenge here. We're going to do a couple balances today. So the first balance challenge, we're just going to lift up a leg. So you can always hold on to the back of a chair, a wall, whatever you need here. I'm going to start on my left leg. So my left hip, knee, and toe are tracking forward. Very important. My belly button is in. Have a gazing point either straight ahead or down a few feet in front of you, something that's not moving. And then what you're going to do is you're going to envision your abs are lifting the right knee. Abs are lifting the right knee, and you don't have to go very high. If you're not stable when you're lower, you won't be stable when you're higher. So work on being stable when you're lower before you take it higher. Arms, hands can be anywhere you would like them to be that's for you. If you're hanging in the hip, could you press out of the hip? A little bit harder. And when you're ready, we'll take that down. Shake out that supporting leg. We're going to take that to the other side. So right hip, knee, and toe are going to track forward. Hold on to something if you need to. Press into that leg. Abs in, abs lift the left knee. You can stay low or take it higher. Go only so far as you're stable. Breathe. Again, if you're hanging in the right hip, could you press out of there, growing taller? And coming down. Good. Shaking out that leg. We're going to take this into a grounded warrior 3 here. So I'm going to use my blocks for this. You can always come to the floor. But from here, good. Big inhale and reach. Exhale. I'm going to bend the knees as I come down to my block. Good. From here, I'm going to lengthen just a little bit. I'm going to start by putting a little bit of a bend in my left knee. I'm going to pick up my right leg, and I'm just going to take that right leg back. Good. Now, if you need to widen the base of your blocks here, that's fine. You can have a little bit of a bend in the knee. You can reach. But what I'm doing here, my right toes, knees, and hips are pointing towards the floor. So I'm not out here. That's not bad, but that's not warrior 3. Good. Then I'm keeping a long spine. There may be some of you out there that can do a full warrior 3 without holding on to the blocks. And if that's you, that's great. Feel free to always go there. This is another one. You can have hands on the seat of a chair or the back of a chair. You can also practice this with hands on a wall. Good. And then from here, I'm going to bring that right foot in. Good. Let's just take a little knee bend here for a moment, coming out of there, keeping a long spine. And then we'll lift and lengthen. Keeping that long spine again, I'm going to put my weight onto my right side, taking my left leg back now. And you don't have to take your leg real high. Some people have to start low and then work up to it. Always okay. Good. So left hip, knee, and toe are pointing towards the floor. I'm pressing out of my right hip. Again, if you've got the full warrior 3 in your practice and you want to take that, go ahead and take it. You're building strength in that right leg, that balancing leg either way. And then when you're ready, and I'm going to bring that left foot up to meet the right. And I'm just going to bend the knees. As I bend the knees, I'm going to use this as a transition to come back. Good. And then from here, we're going to come onto our bellies. We're going to come onto our bellies. So we're going to come prone. So come onto your belly in the way that's best for you. There are some people that might feel a little bit better here with a little bit of support. And if that's you, you can take a folded blanket and place it under the pelvis, which is what I'm going to do today. But if you don't need that, then you don't need that. That's okay. Good. So from here, my legs are going to be about hip width apart. And we're just going to do a few little cobras here. I will give you different options for different people. but you go where you can go. So starting at the starting point to prep, taking your hands under your shoulders and then moving them forward just a little bit. Elbows are going to come in, elbows are lowered. My belly button is in, I'm rolling my shoulders back. Good. My feet and my legs are not going to lift here. And maybe for some of us, we just lift a little bit, looking forward. That might be your baby cobra today. It might be safer for you to come up a little higher or in a high cobra. Okay. Do what's appropriate for your own body. And then we'll lower that back down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Take your cobra where you need to take your cobra. So rolling the shoulders back, zipping up. Is it going to be a baby cobra, a medium cobra, or a high cobra? And then slowly lowering that down. Good. Oh, and I should have said this, but I forgot. If you've got osteoporosis in the wrist, the high cobra, may not be very comfortable. The low cobra is going to be the most comfortable for you because it's not going to be risky. So always, always modify as needed. And our last one, rolling shoulders back, is baby cobra, medium cobra, or high cobra. And taking that down. Good. Let yourself come into a little recovery position and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle here. And then from here, I'm going to set myself up for a forearm plank. So we're going to continue to build some strength here. I'm just going to come up a little bit. I'm going to move my blanket out of the way. You can also use this blanket for knee cushion if you're going to do a knee down forearm plank. But from here, and this is where I'm going to start. Good. My belly button is in. Palms can clasp each other, or you can be to the side. I'm going to do this today. So when you're ready, you can tuck the toes. Good. You can lift. This is knee down or lifted. Find your strength. Belly button is in. Shoulders are over or behind the elbows. I'm breathing. Good. Knees can come down. If it's safe for you to press back and do a long child's pose here, meaning you're not doing a C curve round, but keeping a long spine in the child's pose here, then you can do so. Otherwise, just come back belly down and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle the hips. And when you're ready, we're going to do that one more time. So from here, getting set up, tucking the toes. Good. Lift up to the knees or lift those knees and breathe. And breathe. And breathe. Oh, the longer you're here, the harder it is. Yes, don't let the hips dip. And when you're ready, taking those knees down, find your little break. Is it going to be this? Or is it going to be long child pose? Find what feels good to you. Let's come to a seat. So from here, good. We're going to take just a basic seated twist. So I'm just going to crisscross applesauce here with my legs. If you need to take your legs long, feel free to do so. But from here, big inhale and reach. Exhale, I'm going to rotate towards my left, taking my arms down, rolling shoulders back, looking behind me. Breathing and expanding. Shoulders stay down. Spine stays long. And when you're ready, we're going to take it up and come back center. Let's take that to the other side. Nice long spine. Good. Rotating to the right, taking arms down, rolling shoulders back, looking more towards behind you, more towards the right. And when you're ready, good. We'll lift up and come back to center. Good. find the best way for you to come onto your back. Make sure that your strap is handy, and any other props that you might like are also handy. So I'm going to come back here, and we're going to do, once we come down here, just take your belly button in, let your feet come a little bit wider than hip width apart, and just get a little windshield wiper here. Careful not to go too deep unless that's already appropriate for your body. And then when you're ready, good. We are going to go into an opposite arm, opposite leg motion here. It's going to work the core, also works the mind a little bit. So I'll show you a modification, and then those of you that don't need that, I'll show you what you're going to do. So legs are going to be a little bit longer here. Again, if you've got a cranky back, maybe you need to keep just a little bit of a bend in the knees. And my arms are going to come behind me. So as I lift my left arm, good, my right knee can bend. And then the same thing. So the knee bends is the modification, okay? You can also do that from here if this is better for your body, okay? Those of you that don't need those modifications, they're a little bit stronger in the core, then maybe you've got your whole leg and arm that come up. Good, so take a few of these in the way that you need to take them. And I'm reaching my arm over towards my foot. I'm not lifting the upper body, but I am getting just a little bit of a different connection there that I really like. And you can do the same thing with bent knee. And one day, maybe you can touch it. And one more time. Good. And let's bend those knees into the chest. We're going to take 2 bridges here. We're going to keep these basic bridges. So I'm going to take my feet down to the floor. Hips, knees, and toes are going to track here. I'm going to roll my shoulders back. Now, you also want your upper body to work here as well. So you want to press shoulders and arms also into the floor. So from here, big inhale, exhale, pressing into the feet, the arms and shoulders lifting up. And then from here, we'll lower that back down. We're going to do that again. Big inhale, exhale, pressing through the feet, pressing through arms and shoulders as you lift up. Breathing. Breathing. And lowering those hips back down. Bringing the knees into the chest. Rock, rock, side to side. Let's grab our strap. I'm going to take the right foot into the strap. I'm holding my strap on each side. I'm keeping a micro bend in the knee here and let everything just kind of sink down into the pelvis, into its socket. And then I'm just going to gently bring that leg in. Good. And then I'm just going to breathe here. So this is a bit of a hamstring stretch. Good. Returning the breath, returning to intention. So even if you're doing this and you don't have osteoporosis or not, this series that we're doing here with the strap is just great. Highly recommended to do it every day, no matter what your situation. Good. And then I shouldn't say that, no matter what, most of your situation. Good. And let's take both pieces of the strap into the right hand. Both hips will stay grounded. Belly button's going to stay in here to protect that low back. We're going to take that leg out to the right. And you can wiggle around here to find your optimal spot. Everyone looks just a little bit different here. You might be different day to day. And we're not going to take the full 45 seconds here, but as we do this series, eventually you want to try to work up to about 45 seconds. And you might notice that your body kind of starts to relax after a while being here and wants to go a little bit deeper. As long as that's okay for you, that's fine. and we'll come back up. Taking the left leg long here, good, switching out the hands. We're gonna arc over. And you can wiggle around here 45-ish degrees. You can stay there. You can also take this over into a twist. If you're gonna take it over into the twist, I'm not gonna do that today, but you wanna keep the leg in line with the hip. Don't let the foot flop on the floor. So always prop that leg up with something if you need that, if you can't do it on your own. When you're ready, and we'll come back up. Good. Let's do a midair switcheroo here. So now I'm going to take the left foot up and release the right foot. Good. And then when I'm ready, good, I'm just going to give that gentle tug in towards the face. I'm keeping that knee soft and unlocked. Upper body's always lowered here. Big breath. And when you're ready, we'll come up. Both straps into the left hand. Left leg's going to go out to the left. Both hips are going to be grounded here. Feel free to wiggle around and find your optimal spot. Not everybody is directly out to the side. Some people need to be closer to the feet. Some people need to be closer to the head. It depends on the person, and it depends on the side. Or like me, it depends on the day. Is it a morning practice? Is it an afternoon practice, an evening practice? All of those things will factor in. Am I dehydrated? That'll determine your flexibility or have a role in it, I should say. Good. And we'll come back up. Good. The right leg's going to come long. I'm going to take both straps. Good. I'm just going to arc over and find that. So just so that you know what it looks like, the wall's in the way on the other side. So I'm going to take this and stay in the full twist. My leg is in line with the hip. I can do this on my own without any support, but if you need support, always bring in that support. And when you're ready, we'll come back up. Remove that foot from the strap. Bring those knees into the chest. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And we're going to take Shavasana from here. So you can keep your knees bent if you need that. You can always bring in a couple blankets or a bolster cushion, whatever it is that you need, and place under the thighs here. That can feel wonderful, which is what I'm going to do today. And you can always bring in a block or something here back here for a neck pillow. But wherever you're going, knowing you can also be on your side or on your belly, be where you can be comfortable for a few moments without fidgeting. And then I'm just kind of making myself 10% more comfortable here. Then I will leave you here for a few moments, coming back to your intention, coming back to the breath. Taking some nice big breaths. Choose stillness or gently take head and neck from side to side. Maybe inviting movement of fingers and toes. Choosing stillness or taking knees into the chest. keeping the upper body grounded. You can hold the top or behind. And choosing stillness. Good. I'm going to remove my blankets from where I had them, taking my legs long in front of me, arms long behind me, and just find a nice full body stretch here, pointing and flexing through the feet, bending and stretching through the hands, twirling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. And then from here, bending in both knees, rolling over to your right or left side, the side that works best for your body in this moment. Taking all the time that you need here. And when you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat where we often start our yoga practice, but not today. We did something different. Whatever that comfortable seat looks like for you. Sitting nice and tall, ears, shoulders, hips. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen. Looking up at those hands. Exhale as you drop those hands back down. Stop those thumbs right in front of the forehead for good and true thoughts. To the lips for good and kind words. And to the heart for open and loving hearts. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted. No gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. May you come back to your intention one more time. Thank you so, so much for practicing with me today. I hope you had a great practice and see you again really soon. Namaste.